그래서 그러니까 시원을 주시네. Initiate out on the temperature, so yeah, the temperature so briskly you begin dress like 7, 8 you to say that you but you are not you begin dress so he is to the done to the moon you some others to sneak out the need times for this and other may it other for you and a bus is a system for you a sea side to nature the challenge almost gives us
Nech ala near ahul dale sana. Good evening, sellout in edladot. Say hi, say what's up. Tell me dogouts in Azi. Let us know. Hey hella badano ni lesa z si Willis Janvier Hussein in Taylor's tourzy. Clearwater River Dene Nation band member at the SLU and Treaty 8 territory. Doing zinege Treaty 4 territory as you know halias tia. No healthy dala Victor Tssessaze hell and Victor Thompson's in only yeah, so we had a little bit of technical difficulty, so but we'll get it going. And I do a national day for truth and reconciliation on the first year. And so we'll chat about that. And I know Doon Zineke is a part of a bunch of events. So a help, but he's got to go off somewhere again. He's a busy guy today. And, Victor, healing boss, then Alan now, Facebook, Nide, some videos they have on YouTube, and all that good stuff, And every I try to mental health boss try to talk about it every episode a little bit and any day every day on SNA should be about truth and reconciliation day for everybody. I see a lot of posts too and but nunit denu school 9 days we gotta live it. My family not directly affected. We're all affected by it. So going forward, I know we wear the shirt and but every day, it should be a part of us to working towards it. Edlanent F firm from YouTube. Anyways, Sharon Yazzie. Good evening. Good evening, Helen Benoni. Ayati Victor do as telo no balgala janao and so due to her tiana. Victor Adlanet
Nasuga
Sugan is Zoom doing zinik in about busy day land only.
yeah
Could you let the Shana know about Nanjana?
per song on the Boston the materials out in the per song snina da then question
Must. Nezu Masi Cho Victor. Nabadlante Outland Jende.
Don't nigga hestion to get a hestion now. Saba se case da ha e ya circulação ne zon. Botes ia, né?
Kumbarin, you know that shen.
Eh.
I feel like Naricht Ade, like you know, like they say there's ceremonies unagare shendehint ade otlana, it's part of you. And then jende almost feel it, you know. Burris did Naricht Ade. So cool stuff, Nezu. Maybe one day Hasan time or something.
Yeah.
Jenha.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing zin again, Badlant. You know, I want to bias to, you know, National Day, Truth and Reconciliation. You know, plenty as a dina badu, der side zina nunt as either.
Don't nigga. Or you know, it's right across Canada, non-Indian, about kind of emotional or the residential school survivors down low, the say quit only the unmarked graves that never made it home, but in family down low, you know. Today, it's National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. I think by long le kule today, ya yasan. Every September 30th day, don't today the orange T-shirt day son don't that day yasan National Day of Truth and Reconciliation holiday on tole, but it's not a holiday for our people. So more like prayer don't know, remember like remembrance day like isn't
Yeah.
what happened to our people in residential school. So it's very emotional. Ni lesson and see it how 1995 Sacred Assembly nati yani as a youth ku ati bangaya inti banasni ne ku tade miniresni lantile ne kule the residential schools no reconciliations ne ku Elijah Harper ku yang haya inti ne ku the Netherlands governmental church leaders down low, church denomination right across the country. It's a traditional people, medicine people, knowledge keepers, elders, youth, Yaniku, Sanaleno, the Niku, Yatidali. I'm sorry that Yaku, what happened to our people, what they did, what the government did, you know. And so Sabakanila and ko reconciliation in ko using Bonnie they're doing 25 years on Zan. But in the land in no that bon Bahayanti could do we operate in a Ajasa, you know, Nani Danete Baba Kanila or Nani Danete. I think you need a Nila then a god kule, se kule don't. Ta din zinige se kui school reason se kui help painting only on us the Orange Day or every child matters that it is us and painting the that is curry non that's a dikuli go dari lile alon kule t-shirt only na dara elja na hu hie it's a da kan do na dai da elja da no hadone tharezan do no the history dene gode tadane chile gandani ye hadane tharezan as asil no how just do alcohol drug abuse on you know no hello inanle nane chulkeran le bestero show kani don't zenege se boy salot in a said no no so nane ko the best all in Atlanta.
Don't zinega. Oh, sorry.
A few hours ago. So
Wow.
don't bel Dene Yati store in us and then within the last month, 3 weeks. Within the last month, I don't know how all goes back to a residential school until our language and culture now has been taken away, and all this systematic racism. So don't the orange T-shirt days the Phyllis will be suits. She told a story that's an orange T-shirt one that she quail on residential school nil team, but some was on you the T-shirt ababanez on orange shirt ya kanto residential school ni ya it's kanto nothing hits it orange T-shirt and she felt ashamed for the rest of her life in it. She's embarrassed. Then that's why, that's what the church and the government did to our people, shaming and you then I got the belt and school teacher he broke down our jaw, and I want to share a story with my students. See the how to sell no other see that the residential school ni your college case on nachts in but that's about when you in kanto who did the song in First Nation Long le sang di tell gare dan le kan batash chen no ha de tel Dene le sang ya nisen so ida kanto can't you see Tssessaze na dano hanet and then lo yalti arat inda edinite hadani and arat recording the can't yin art on history book ya law done in this Indian Act 1872 codes and Bonnie before 1876 Canada became a country. Yeah, residential school law for our people to be assimilated into the church because they looked at us as we are no human. Then we have no spirit. They made a law to assimilate us, indoctrinate us into the church, and ko 100 years on all the maya tiajala. So I don't know how just healing hanil in Atlindesan.
Yeah. Hey, 25. I'm sure a lot of their efforts have begun 25 years ago. Doing 2021 na badlant do you think or do you see action going forward on to then hell alle now tot in it the boss like then they're taking part on is
At 1995 ku our Sacred Assembly na yadis ku kani I just sobered up now ku I was just 21 years old ku your culture bazin na staja na ceremony so konti ku but are an healing ha ku your other one is into as a youth and ya tidan le the reconciliation darling on that to a shagalite the Johnson. Nunentan out tilo practice your culture and how do I shagala another day. I cool I got so excited because seeing nearness and then jada who's on the hela alas nanesten. Ayane jaw kont yasi on yas chi jaw, se gets in dil ni ko no gat in the ceremony can I de yalti den harazan no alti kan no hedan il tanile the health danle nurse danle doctor danle no ha no sen complain that ta can I de the way um, the church had indoctrinated. That's how it was set up. Ko sababore nila le ne ko konta si yalti. Don't you workshop on le no need are healing bazen. Then they not daily law. Then they baba wali lila law. Ita no kats a delant in a ko. Ita yati kanat de dan le church dan le no kanat de line. Ko kont ole so kanai de kon do yalti de san yalti de no her de secoring on bahi tanat ye tanto sacred assembly na hi ya de son ye kanto bahi ta ye c'est nya jani ye ko no ha ceremony nan ta jo no hanan ta jo ko ye ban ho tia tana kharaze yang ho na ane ita yalti du tia jani lakoshe den hel dat le kana da it's da na ane ku da borin ne la ele ne ku ya could do 25 years old over the years eventually no hello in a your all in jaw na shagala da janu hel not to see no there not on a shani delo don kanisa ne ga na ha gospel music down low kanto ya ti bazin down low the telgelo, the pipe ceremony, the shuso, TP ceremony, kanto asha, kanto bekanai don't come no hello ajanu neneke ya 25 years don't nani dene ya ayati kanate kule yene dadi ninja kodate kont ilene date indoctrinate jasi tanto ya ti pazin tant at tinisi kanto hal yanisi residential school that was colonization, indoctrination. They did a pretty good job. Could do no hell not harot khana and a god dan le tagare chudan it in a arsi cannot do it aro no let anto de tsara do le sikutare ilile. That no how can't all ankon la donc it gone even worse than pandemic or isolation na ja then a god seeking the then a sham bestro that ele don within the last 2 years na got out in pandemic on either mostly overdose suicides or drug and alcohol related than a god sham bestro even by tina it's worse than the pandemic and it's all resulted from residential school. Healing bazen dana haban estada dire sita asiko shande das no le tanto han honel tanto dire dana John yene si tanto our traditional way the ceremonial way tanto but ora you can't dana hala alas no dana honest kan kadzira saili tanto yet orin thoroughly tanto yet happy no le to be proud of themselves can't call yellow city. That's what Orange T-shirt Day is about. To they made our people be ashamed of themselves, to be ashamed of being Dene, being Indian. We're not Indian, First Nation, So you hato that healing. Can I do that in this so
Dene Deadly. Yeah, na tudin just banane so 25 years ago born there for the rest of the world, for the rest of Canada. Kole si senena ha we made progress. And you just da tuhun niegar, do like 7 generations bande atila like dene gordo. And you're right, pandemic, their mental health boss don't let by Attila and drugs who I see I yeah so ally night like in a facility detox. And then I go that on they just even no nenu and even see that see la that deal, and then they just kind of make it cool on everybody. They think it's cool. Facebook about it too, and all that stuff. And then when it comes down, this is a residential school. When it comes down to Nuni, I know how hotate the do Ani is starting over again. And culture boss it don't do nuts or anything. I know many communities toward yung ani nila gospel lu elgalu and church based faith culture no hayatie boss it don't do they tabet or not do sig another and do nicht igar healing ha.
See that though, don't omanana starshade the cultures need nothing culture need no hello to need and so yeah, I think they get the wrong idea. Hunting, trapping, fishing, no, yeah, that's a zedan no conti nothing culture. A youth adan Got a spirituality part notes in that and not in that that was part of our culture too. That was the shows on no do ni na did on it no na kazil ni the land based healings ni the what you connected side that Tajadidan le Gusseridlon, Nidan le Gusseridlon, the Gussinglon, Hando, land based healing. Could the Sidando one yesterday, Anna the Kuradina, your notes in our Chude, it's in culture da, Hando the Tuchtina, then a Goda Donald can lay it in Dilla. Say Sabat o Diasi, then a Goda Heston, say, then a son Hestlin Kulikoshilena. See. At den at a dikuli goshen. Then that dude at a dikuli koshilena. Ko yot healing and astra joy sinya jana. I started feeling good about myself, and I started learning about my identity. I don't know where I came from, the land that I came from, and I'm proud of where I came from. I acknowledge it. So that they had to feel like they belong somewhere. It's like we don't even know where we belong. The indoctrination, the colonization, they don't acknowledge it. So you culture no hello Escudanit is it in gode edenal ade bits in culture, bits in identity, bits in clan danle. Then something we have clan system too, and there's a reason why we have clan system. Got the spiritual name down the land where we come from. See, then I asked here, see, I acknowledge where I come from my father's side, and it's on his this. Så we hotel nanotsen, kozunsin tane hildi. We little duck lakes ni with asayizidil yani kozunsin tane sunhine hildi sa. So I acknowledge that because my dad was born over there. So I'm proud to say that I come from there, barren land. And sunhine. Ko and Reindeer Lake, ayotsin Dene hildi and na. So you attend to it. See, I was born over there, Brochet, Manitoba. So you can't go, like I never knew that I have a lot of family, and not on the salute in the town and number on a then the song the salute in the town. So you the can't go. That's all saying then our identity, the culture, it's all in there. Rites of passage down there. And isn't that all Diriat and Odana Sekudani Shene, Taye Zilti, Hili, Sekutaye Dilti. This is all rites of passage. We all have that. Tanto Sekud disciplinary al, no. Ayedete no Hahil Shula. Ayedete Bedialya, replaced by schools and replaced by residential school. Because the taught our residential school ninja, he never he didn't know how to to be a father. Until then, you know, and that bond was broken. That family, So our tradition, values, you can't nail chure, you hello in it. That's something in the dal. They can arrest yare. The adore the alcohol, drugs, stanley. No, yeah, that ain't the ceremonies. A land-based healing. There's general it's a dynasty. Ko diri holla diri treatment center down no to tinek isn't conto. It's a dynasty. Only kule it seems like they can't connect because they have to find their identity. That's only in the they have to go back and what they went through, like in the past, like what our people went through to residential school. They have to relearn that. Sometimes some people say, "Oh, your knees not there." Like you just forget about it. Not how we keep bringing it up. We don't need to bring it up that deeply. I hear some leaders say that too. We're going to re-traumatize our people. The residential school, Bazan, within that. It's not. Then they they bury their sorrows that day, and then they keep drinking it and then, but they're not getting better because do it and can't can't so at high school master, I wasn't seeing Nilena. I was ashamed to be Dene. I was ashamed to be First Nation Native. Sekadat it did the helnet high school master Sitigani Shijo Manlazes and Atidil is a kadare Dene. Since when did you change your sex? The kazant in Netani net in Darasishni. They were teasing me. That's bullying, no? So kusi Dinesh Jano because Bastila, no? But these are some of the example what our parents and our grandparents went through in residential school. It's even worse. Who can't dani young ibits in died they can't even reserve ni yare everybody has nicknames. So what did did it you know what I'm talking about. Everybody has a nickname that came from residential school, shaming each other, putting each other down, and then becomes bully, and then it's lateral violence and all that. That's why we need to go back to our roots, and then give each other spirit names. That's why we had good names. Name calling kule is very powerful because it can affect everything has a spirit, even that name. So these kind of things. There's lots, that culture base that and it has to start in this organization, health schools in our reservation, government only that somebody they always put down culture relevant that and sometimes it's not used like that. Come on, have it all you have it in the but could it you have it art other land base healing bazo every programs the government here in no COVID there's been lots of mental health. You have it all tuned but some places they did use it. Reserve now staying in. So you asot nu channe nail shure dire nu tsin culture but anat le sa asho ya nada tanto nu ha ho asikuril gile la dire chan kani lahna na azaz data hud de kuli but belchani de la do le chini de la do ne do ko nane dene gode anze benesh kunit naraja yan nade si laut hala lunu hakuna alt anadle alu taunt aguril gilela ayita hasse pandemic kone darot nani dene da kani ni nay dedan le korol ija hotse dana altene nuhelot ni kodara el jani anizi ayya hat kat o we survive like that anizi ta alun tot eneni dele to ayı bet değil ya dua ko dire böyle çila don belçani dela don 1 year azaze dire tatta dire ya ja dire dire kanin ni ne de kadana ni taja kani hada dunil çajda bat ara a dire covid de ko ni ne de shanu tsina kont ehele yi da tanto but ara ale da hans sia shon da rit mudezan die
Yeah.
tot innerhalb ja tredon le kanai do chan nedan le kanai do ja sunt ile it's okay so ye de hadonil tkhano bine de ga bine di dire ye tanto tot ne han na de kanto hit da di den tanto den chan nedan do han na ye de kanto den han na nachtsen kanto walk two roads
Yeah.
Kusits it did not out when I was 21 that healing ki yaniko Sista Bakanto Bananester Shaida, I always encourage Teligalit Adalo, artwork Adalo, Tantolo see there's different ways of healing. Shenda, Ardo, it's do ceremony, so even to internet to healing can add deculi AO counseling or no. It heal then there's
Yeah. Two worlds. I like that because see the contar, thoughts and then chaza hui low. And benasnit I that Doris Nilant any or Ranch Jow and I remember because I didn't know their racism basu sid like and then you kind of go away from dine and easy because you want to fit in and and it's not good and I went through that phase Senene chazu hui lahu and then natiga sa question I had this big mullet and a braid. Satabi I had this long braid. That's why I didn't. But I didn't know the significance of it later on. Kola si the konus sakaras a denia, and I wish I knew that the as a deer back then, but I didn't. I did then okay, I have this long braid and it's a kuatiga says a deal and then 10 11 say that's why I cut it. It's a mamashu a hayashyala. And Koni see boss. You just I like how you just throw it out there. Koni see baganya because Maya Tila day, you said this we forget about it and then our behaviors change, to the ulo see uh that don't care attitude to you know close on I'm just gonna do this, and I like how the do that leaders because that's where it needs to start there too. Because some but called down a lot nowadays. You need money to run programs. Koni see healing you and it as a call that's a day, Kasu koni see that sunga a daily so. And no, yet here, boss, and they started don't do they there are two worlds boss because ani the la si has in like then I yet here Danny you call it tot in a hat and that's sure that mindset na badlant, you think that's still part of colonization?
Dene Yati Dene
Dene Yati school hadon al tanza. It's in the grade 4 yanin dele the tot ine there at least the adol yellow tailed yet in a that's surely that mindset in thinking you think is part of colonization as thanarsi.
Dene Yati Hadonal Tanolton Kanis with Dene Yati Hadonal Tan. Colonization lesson ye dene Yati Tanto Dene Yati Daiti ye Ashon Sayati could means a lot there. So you Dene Yati could jar in Kanito Dene Yati Haduzal Tinijare Buri Nilant lesson because Dene Yati there's no words put in it. Dene Yati So yida denek ezinani the dene Yati a yerutzim who anze bata nini ne cha nini muzona na tala dene tetanani the kulton kanit hot ineda has night hot ine Yati tot ine Yati's name Beyatiraf in la nai. They adapt to other cultures in tot inada le yara ila board language ra inai na Yati tot ineda nitane. Even some culture kuli did numbers kuli did ya India boni there is some not different cultures nada yihtiara ala beyat ara ala horiyon so yita bore nila elesan ne dene yat hate yotzen tot inet ailya na ya chidu disite dene yat sa si huni zikule it means a lot ila
Yeah.
So yita dene kezinani there asi sana ba brit andala like because Nutsin language is rooted with nature, with our culture, our history. It's all connected. English there's no words for it.
Yeah.
The hell English adunil tende English or the science no astrology stars busy like big dipper big dipper seven sisters the yang no there's a reason why you can't there's names for it there's a meaning behind it Dene the course na dene hislin desine da ne meaning we're spiritual beings or earth being so that dene theater non did go that Donald Kane using to in da kane bababuri nila el Hassan kutot in it jare kane dene hadunel teenager hoteland ela kuli nani dene goda shaltane kanto adadunel teenager yedet tot in case nani do the kane dene case nani din at linja and nothing be need or no tot inekuli that's a dekoshile not the hot ine Tulu did Rodari did it Tulu that it there Quay bananest two snide tula water Kulu de lula Tulu that it there that word itself it explains that Yanizin our highway that isn't then so clean to look and at it didn't that can the river that was our main highway.
Yeah. Then a hell course like Kasarina, and even before that banana he there so I know I tie base in so it's good, can't to see that then I go the honel tenu because the things we're dealing doing zineke 2021 in that base is tears in but mental health base, we're still because technology sa yeah, because they see it, they're gonna think it's cool. So I think kontu te badani kado yadure dino bana that's her, another day kontu nestena seen like healing habasade, then you know who you are. You're not like treatment center. Then I've been to treatment 3 I'd lost it times. Tied as treatment night there.
See the Thana there la.
Yeah, and I'd like, "Oh, Shazi." Say it, Tieg, "Oh, Shazi." That's what I give credit to. I know Kosi, I'm B season, fancy, whatever, but, your counselor, Kola, such ala niega, sahalya tieja, Danesli, and I think I had to get, it was a big lawyers who they had to get all that because, and it affected me, benasni hits, do it, but such ala new so yet too ago shazi. I think that's why I'm here today, and I want to share that message, because want oil and healing. It's tough. It's tough. Healing and control, drugs. It's everywhere. Zinek nahas tiesel bahal curse. I had a dream I killed someone. This see. I'm gonna call mommy. But maybe Lassie a nick etch others, huh? Lassie something, and then I can do beneres niala. Healing is just continuous, eh? Don't do no hayetie ba natural lizzy, then it's any and I programs translate el yare ne zoni like then honest isn't I programs.
Ja, ni John Hollands ja Zoom da download the record arrest and the night tot in it and then nani that least udarin shanat ilisi peppa then ya thida kanto translate us haslan ile dain lene self help could the healthy nutrient energy culture the kanto virus a kanto das lane kanto yene dari no le as but in it anatline the bababuri nila ile se kule tanto dene on ye healthy combine al yara yerde in the nila asi era buri nila le na ya totene ya tie dene al ya buri nila ile kule tanto yene no le kanto plan presentation plan dai sinilene oh yeah the la bazas in kule hore yonsan dene dai ri tak yonsan dene dai ni ha yani da pandemic ko ya that agalas na the Charm Family Service Oasis Agency um, addiction counseling kanto hala sant on the last January kanto it's na silja virtual dao den hel das ti kanto koyo videos tla ya las tla den has in shandan lo tanto tanto den goda dan le na ya ta dan le tkhanu le tanto de cha do le as None de zi didezan. Then thou.
Honorista. Yeah, you know, I mean, touring see that.
C'est un fond del Tssessaze we ya John we ya Tssessaze Cree Nation Nast on John La Bazin. The John we presentation is c'est painting on that 3 days.
Yeah.
Painting then high about 40-50 type paintings. Koi residential school survivors bagata yilgia na ha then hay nil cheese na feast na yada John Nayasti had is in John Ash John the room last study. So that
Okay.
that Sarah.
Well, I think tu balai Leon son, you know, I just you know, you're busy. Cynthia, I didn't know it's 9 o'clock over there, eh? So you know, I basa healing basu denahaya tini aren't ide. You know, I understand technology now, that's what we have, and you know, Dene Yati and your efforts and I translate in and la, you know, it's not just one person Tlanta Yuret Are Tsunka, you know, it's gonna help them that day. So, you know, konu see it boss, I keep doing it. I believe in it and I see more content day. The more Dene people out there that create more content that day, you know, then I go there, they're gonna know who they are. Kones tendency. Yeah. Well, then hayatini aren't ine Victor na banonus alumas siner usiun doon zinek and know how you took time out. I know you had a busy day. Sig another question and then another see. So masicho and hayatini aren't ine na banonus.
Must that's it's an LT, like Canate. Yes, on the other than head on to the healing bazin had a say, not all one understand so, not all the test, the goddess, the no need the the healing start with us. No need the did cook ane, then a canil needed, tantolo see. It's a physical being, or it's a mental being, or it's an emotional being, or that's it. No, how do I say by to we have to let it go. Can't do by chile de, but as no how do I that healing can't do this. By to it's a can't do no that yene de ha banil chu ya tida there you can no then så där är ni där så är kanske det handlar inte om syna in i lada sig lite där är there's no magic pill this all it takes is you know first of all you have to be willing nan kuni tandazza healing hade nen denani then are na babatara aile then you have to be willing to heal yourself and stay away from drugs and alcohol have the you know, you have to be honest with yourself. Ore yon dana ga yon adole, khan da ma yon adoennen. So to thy own self be true. So you da, and then be open-minded to that desan. Dana hori khan da don tse do lise, da do healing bazen, culture dan no, you know, experience it for yourself. Tant hakunesh nit are dolin and hare miniri then it do did added, you know, then you tie and is a hinch the bedaring ele. Then how you experience it, then how see it for yourself. If it works for you, it's gonna work for you. If it doesn't, try another one. Without then it doesn't. Dari be did not necessarily, you know, Dari that one has all the power. Bit hailgaren och harin eller janunke. Så ida där är bäst kan du det sättet då där jag vill två kan du där bakara azil yes and your mental well-being, your physical, your emotional being, your spiritual being. Så ida healing bars. It's all in that ceremonial ways. It's all in there, all together. So the must who see will must is well this
Yeah, masi cho. You have a good night, Victor. And
ah
that is an ILT, for sure.
okay.
Masi. All right. Good evening, San Anda, I think. So, Adlanus and Salot in a Masi Cho Victor. I always enjoy Bahalyas Tira. Very knowledgeable, Dene Chala knew and all that stuff. So, I know he's busy. Feast naga, ceremony naga, and he see, but I wanted to ask him, Nintelas to a Clearwater na yani. Den sa kuhel den halgala denga and duhan el town. But maybe next time we'll get to talk about it. You know, I always enjoyed healing, basi at you mental health. I always try to touch on it. You know, and then who are willing to share Facebook. I get a lot of Facebook. That's where I get my info, and I'm always happy to see someone new. Oh, hey, today I'm celebrating 30 days, 60 days, 1 day, 1 year, 2 years. And I'm proud of you uh, for putting that out there, Danny. Because from my experience, when I first sobered up, it wasn't easy. No, it's people that are close to us, they always seem to want to pull us back in, eh? So, kuntu nabaho day, if it's not easy, just find something that works for you, Hanila, Victor, Adio. And it's true. You may have to let them go. Kole. It's doing Denagode, it's very sad. Then it's not bananas and Bastoshi Hanila, and even up north. Suicide, ukuni see a base, you know, do school writing a suicide and because it's so close, it's just we're just connected through suicide and it's ugly. And don't efforts like this, Victor, and no I think it's gonna help us. So no was kana ya hadan ultano then esulina deadly. Serint are if you understand me, then then and Lisa, then eslu. And now we're connected. Many of you have never even met or seen, but we share that bond together, and masino nestanut I serult and continue to do this, So, and I always encouraged and bet I hold near easy. I know it's tough, but you know, be open and willing about it. Whether 1 day, 2 weeks, sometimes sides without drinking or drugging, do anything. I remember Zina get to the highway from Calgary to Moose Jaw. Salia medicine had another name, you're quick. Every time Bahun Tanahi Yara Nashjara, I would stop at the liquor store. Ziemi Tani Yara pick up drugs as out to Fort Mac. Hey, that's how I used to live, eh? Doing highway escalo. you know, I'll never forget it. But I'm not there today. Just today, you know. And that's what it's all about. So with that, masi chona herusyu selot in a, you know, no it's a new to or the family members if they're trying to get clean and you're not, you know, just leave them alone. Bindella. Let them. You know, one thing I learned, Dene, because they, you know, see, I sobered up and then then I go another way. I don't try to talk to them or anything. Just leave them be. That's how I am, you know. And then I go there if they want to get help. They betsu new, as that's important. Then I go there to dead jare, nuni, you know, 30 and up, the dead jare. Then I do dia. So if your friends are trying to get clean, leave them be. Help them. So with that, Masicho Nerusio and Victor again, Masicho and Tadurit Azi, Masicho no Barelyan Leo. Good night. See Willis Janvier Hushe. In Talas tours in up north Laloche, Saskatchewan, Treaty 8 territories in Clearwater River Dene Nation band members. And Dune Zinege no Haluntai. The Treaty 4 territory was the home of the Cree Métis Sioux, Assiniboine, Dakotas, Lakotas, all beautiful indigenous people. Must see Cho. Have a good